name is and I'm a junior at Wilmot High School. Today, we gather here to honor and pay our heartfelt tribute to the heroes who devoted themselves to a cause greater than any one of us, the veterans of our great nation. These men and women, through their unwavering commitment and sacrifices, have woven a timeline of service that has shaped our nation's history and secured the freedom we hold dear. We begin our journey through this timeline with an acknowledgement of our veterans' origins. The seeds of their service were sown during the American Revolution, where patriots fought tirelessly to establish a nation founded on the principles of liberty and justice. The timeline of service was further etched during the Civil War, as Americans stood divided, yet our veterans remained committed to preserving our Union. World War I and World War II saw millions of our brave men and women don their uniforms to defend freedom abroad. As we remember these veterans, we cannot forget the sacrifices they made on distant shores. The timeline of service continued to grow, unyielding and unbroken, throughout the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Gulf War. Our veterans have served in times of peace and times of conflict. They've stood vigilant on cold, distant fronts and responded to natural disasters at home. They've protected our nation from external threats and have even faced internal challenges head-on. The sacrifices of our veterans, both seen and unseen, are woven into the fabric of our nation. Some returned from their service with physical wounds that they carried as badges of honor, while others bore the invisible scars of their experiences. We must recognize and salute the resilience and determination of our veterans as they transition into civilian life, overcoming numerous challenges. It is also important to remember those who did not return, those who made the ultimate sacrifice. On this day, we bow our heads in solemn remembrance of those who gave their lives so that we may continue to live in freedom. The importance of our veterans extends far beyond their time in uniform. They bring with them qualities of leadership, discipline, and a strong work ethic. They have acquired skills and experiences that have enriched our society and our communities. Their service has a profound impact on our national security, preserving our way of life and the freedoms we hold dear. As we honor the timeline of service, we must recognize that our gratitude should not be confined to one day a year. We must actively support our veterans by volunteering our time, donating to organizations that assist them, and participating in community initiatives aimed at making their lives better. We'll start with when you most recently served, and we recognize that your service may go across the decades. Please stand when your decade of service is called. 2010 to 2022 in Afghanistan, Somalia, Libya, and Syria. 2000 to 2010, in the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan. The 1990s, in the Persian Gulf War era. The 1980s, in the Cold War, Grenada, and Panama. The 1970s, in the Cold War and the Vietnam War. The 1960s, in the Cold War and the Vietnam War. The 1950s, in the Korean War and the start of the Cold War. I would like to take a moment now and pay tribute to a true hero among us, a World War II veteran whose unwavering commitment and bravery helped shape the world as we know it today. With gratitude in our hearts, we honor this extraordinary individual who answered the call of duty when it was needed the most. Their sacrifices, resilience, and valor will live forever as an inspiration to us all. Thank you for your service and for being a living testament to the indomitable spirit of the greatest generation. Your presence today brings history to life and reminds us of the enduring legacy of valor and honor. We are deeply humbled by your presence, and we are eternally grateful for your service to our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring Frank Fabianski, a World War II Army vet from the 104th Infantry Division.